everybody, it's Rod, and I'm gonna cook another innovative recipe out on the smoker today. Today we are doing Zuppa Toscana soup, and as you can see, what I have in front of me is I've got some cast iron cookware, and out on the pellet grill you can use cast iron cookware. So the first step in making this soup is to do the following: is to take some pork sausage and then strip it of I stripped this of the outside casing, and then I cut up an onion, and I added some olive oil, it's my favorite olive oil, to the bottom of the pan, then I threw it in here like this, so I got it all ready to go. Now I'm going to throw this out on the smoker. I'm going to let it sit out there for probably an hour and a half maybe, and then I'm going to come back, I'm going to mix all the other ingredients that are necessary inside the big Dutch oven here, and then we're going to put it back out in the smoker and let it go for 5-6 hours and start working on our soup. All right, so I'm out here at the smoker, and I've got the smoker working its way down to like 190 degrees. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this pan and just put it right on there, close up the lid, and what's going to happen is it's going to start to just get smoke taste to the meat. I'm going to let that on there for probably an hour and a half. Okay, you can see that the meat is cooking and it's starting to get a little bit brown. It's been on for 45 minutes. And then it tells me in this recipe to add 4 tablespoons of minced garlic after it's been cooking a while. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to add 4 tablespoons of minced garlic. I'm going to stir it up. That meat browned up, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to mix all the ingredients for the smoker a little bit later. Okay, now I'm at the stove, and the first thing I want to point out is I've been smoking up this pork and onions, and I wanted to get a smoked flavor into the meat before I make the soup. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, and then I have some chicken broth. I've got some potatoes in it. I'm going to add some more potatoes to it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix in some black pepper, just a dash of red pepper flakes, and then some kosher salt. Get that mixed up. And now what I'm going to start to do is I'm going to start to knead in my meat. Once I get all this meat into the grill, or into the pan here, then I take them and put it out on the smoker, and I'm gonna let it smoke for 4 to 6 hours. Okay, I'm out at the smoker. I'm gonna smoke this at about 200 degrees, and I'm just gonna leave it on for 4 to 6 hours. I'll come out and stir it periodically. It's kind of a fun thing to do at night. I know people probably think I'm crazy. I'll actually get up in the middle of the night and come stir this up. And then tomorrow morning, what we're going to do is we're going to add a whipping cream to it and then some kale to get our Zuppa Toscana soup. Hey, it's Rod, and I just brought the Zuppa Toscana off the smoker. I mean, it's been cooking for about 5 hours on the smoker, and what happens is I get kind of this crust. So I'm going to kind of mix it up a little bit, give you guys an idea what that looks like. Doesn't that just look beautiful? Ooh. Now my objective here, and one thing I can't remember, I'm just going to tell you so I don't forget. I actually had chicken broth in the pan last night when I threw in the potatoes and the meat. But the objective here is to get a smoke flavor built into the chili by using the smoker. So when I put it out on the smoker, if you recall, I left the top off the smoker, the top off the Dutch oven, so that the smoke sits and absorbs right into the pan. And when I mean into the pan, right into the soup itself. So what I'm going to do now is, and I'm not going to show you this, but I'm going to load it into my Dutch oven over here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on low, and tomorrow morning after I get up,
because it's about 2:30 in the morning right now. Some people do their best sleeping when they're thinking when they're sleeping. I do my best cooking when I'm sleeping. And then I'm going to add some whipping cream and some other things to this to finish it off. See you tomorrow.
Okay, so last night I took it off the smoker and I poured the soup mixture into this crock pot. And it's just been on low all night long and it looks absolutely fabulous. So now the next step is to take and add the whipping cream. And then some kale. And then what we do is we stir this bad boy up. And we're supposed to let it sit for a half hour in the crock pot. And then it's going to be finished and we'll give it a try. Okay, I've got the Zuppa Toscana all done. And if you can look closer, you can see I've got the kale, the pork, the potatoes have disintegrated. I've got it made in a chicken broth. I added my whipping cream and I'm all ready to try it. So what I did, I got a bowl here to the side, you can see, and I added a little bit of cheese to it. And now it's time for the moment of truth. That's so good. Oh, very, very creamy. It's got a little bit of smoke aftertaste and smoke bite. If you want to see this recipe and how to make a soup on the smoker, just send me an email to rodteets@gmail.com and I'll send it out to you. You can do all kinds of fun things with the smoker. Soup is just an example.